Hello, everybody, and today we're going to be talking about Donald Trump's pathways to re-election. And I think that there's three different sections of the map that could get him a pathway to re-election. I'm going to be talking about the Southwest over here, the Rust Belt over here, and the Northeast over here. So, just for the sake of having him win the election, I'm going to fill out most of the states, which I believe he's going to have to win to win the White House. So, there we go. 177 for Trump. These states he's going to have to win, so I'm really not going to be focusing that much on them. So, guaranteed 177 with this map, at least, in his path to re-election. And he's probably going to win Ohio, which is what I have projected for him so far. His campaign strategy does rely a lot with Ohio and the Rust Belt states. Mike Pence has been campaigning in Iowa, so I think he'll win the states pretty fairly, pretty well. And Biden's really focusing on Georgia, surprisingly. Maybe he's trying to scare the Trump campaign, but we'll see what happens. Also, if Trump's going to want to win re-election, he's going to have to win North Carolina and Florida. So that'll get him to 245 electoral votes. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about Alaska. 248. And he's going to have to win Maine 2nd Congressional District. So this is, honestly, now we're going to have to be discussing his paths to re-election. And I'm going to start off with the Rust Belt. So if he wants to win re-election, and this is honestly his strategy for re-election, he thinks he has Florida, and he thinks he has North Carolina. I think he has all the other states. I really don't think Georgia and Texas and Ohio and Iowa will be a problem for him. So if he does think he has Florida, he's still campaigning in Florida and North Carolina, but his campaign strategy does rely a lot up here. And that's what he's focusing on right now. So we're just going to look at what is he going to have to do to win to win using the Rust Belt. So Pennsylvania will get into 269 electoral votes. He is really diverting a lot of his focus there, especially in Pennsylvania. He had 3 rallies the other day in the state, drawing actually pretty record crowds. So that will help him a lot with Pennsylvania, and that'll get into 269. Now, 269 would most likely give him the presidency because the Republicans do have the majority of state legislatures. People forget that it's not the House that decides the presidency, it's the state legislatures. So he would win at 269, but to really solidify it, I would give him Wisconsin. That would give him 279 electoral votes. That'll get him 279 electoral votes, and that'll give him the victory. Now, that's his path. His path is honestly to do this because he wants to win pretty much same amount, maybe a little bit more than last election. But if he really just wanted to win the presidency, which is what he should be focusing on right now, because there's not really many places where he can expand his lead, he'd have to win in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. Now, these states are not the only places where Trump could win re-election. Now, that is the Rust Belt, Midwest industrial strategy for Trump, which is what his campaign's actually doing. But he is focusing on some other states. He has 2 rallies in Arizona today. He's had some events in Nevada, and he could focus over here. So, what I call the Southeastern strategy to get Trump to 270, he's going to win Arizona. He's going to have to, especially with this strategy. Joe Biden right now is up in like 2 points in Arizona. It has narrowed up a lot since in the past few weeks. If you talk about it, not many people are actually focusing on Arizona, which is a bit of a surprise. Trump has 2 rallies today in the state. I think it's very important for the Trump campaign to win this, especially if he wants to win by a bigger margin than the last election. However, it's not looking too good for him with that, but we'll see what happens, especially with Arizona. He takes that. He is only 10 electoral votes away from the presidency. Where is he going to get the 10 electoral votes? Well, he'd have to win Nevada, another toss-up state. Clinton won this in 2016. However, with Trump increased Hispanic support, he has been having events there, campaigning there. He has his children campaigning there. If you look at his event website, definitely focusing on Nevada. That'll get him to 266. Where can he get 4 more electoral votes using the Southeastern strategy? He could win Colorado. That'll get him to 279 electoral votes. Colorado is a bit of a stretch given how quickly it's transforming into a blue state, but it's still in my mind somewhat of a toss-up state. Trump still could have a chance at the state if he really wanted to campaign there. And that could put him over the edge with Colorado. Clinton won it by around 4.5 points in 2016. There's still a Republican senator in the state. Obviously, we won't. Obviously, he may get voted out in a few days, but Colorado would give him the victory in the Southeast. So that is one path to 270. Definitely, in my mind, harder to win these states than it is to win the industrial Midwest, which is why he's focusing there. But then there is another pathway to 270 for him in the Northeast. So he'd have to win main at large. Clinton won that by around 2.9, 2.5 points, 3 points in 2016. Definitely could be close. Trump could put a run for its money. He had a surprise rally over there a few days ago, and that had record crowds, and that was completely unplanned. So definitely a lot of enthusiasm in Maine for Trump. And then on top of that, he'd have to win the neighboring state of New Hampshire. He'd have to win New Hampshire. That will get him to 255. Clinton won that state by 0.3% in 2016. 0.3%. She barely won that state. Now, I know Joe Biden's up pretty significantly in the polls right now. However, I don't think he's going to win if he does by 12, 13 points. That's completely false. If Joe Biden does win, it'll be by very close margins, especially, I think so, in New Hampshire. And if Trump does manage to carry that state, that'll get him to 255. Where does he get the remaining 15 electoral votes to get him to 270? Well, it's from Pennsylvania. And I do consider Pennsylvania to be part of the, Northeast. It's also part of the Rust Belt, but I do think it definitely has a lot of a Northeastern appeal. And that's where he'll get to 275 electoral votes, giving him the presidency. Now, those, in my mind, are Trump's three paths to re-election, how he can get over the 270 mark. And barely gets over it in these scenarios, but, if he can manage to do it. If I go based off of what I think would be the easiest scenario for him to win and the hardest scenario, it would definitely be the Rust Belt would be the hardest for him. I mean, the easiest for him. The Northeast would be the medium, and then this would be the hardest, the Southwest, especially given how quickly a lot of these states are turning blue. And the Midwest states are actually turning red. If you look at previous elections, when Obama won in 2008, the margins have definitely narrowed up a lot, especially since Clinton. So these are, in my mind, Donald Trump's three paths to re-election. I'll just highlight what Trump can do. Say he wins that. That'll get him victory. But that'll be his best shot, winning Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and then Biden winning every single other state. Trump would still win the election. I honestly think Virginia is no longer in play. It used to be in play, especially last year, but Tim Kaine helped Clinton out a little bit. And then, it's really gone. Very, very blue. So, this would honestly give Trump his re-election. Oh, sorry, I always forgot about Hawaii. But this would give Trump the re-election. But yeah, with Virginia, that's trended blue very quickly, and I don't think that Trump is going to have much of a shot at it. So this is my opinion, Trump's paths to victory. Yeah, that's how I think he can win re-election. Three paths, three feasible ways to do it. One harder, one the easiest, and then one being medium, I guess, average. But thank you guys for watching. I'm just trying to highlight the fact that don't count Trump out. He has a multitude of paths to get him to 270. I may do a Joe Biden video, except Joe Biden's paths are easier. You'd honestly just have to win the Rust Belt. So I really would focus more on Trump because his paths are harder for him to do. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. This is Trump's paths for re-election. We've gained 4 subscribers, honestly, in the past few days, which is pretty awesome, how quickly we've gained subscribers in this channel. Like I said, if we got to 70 by election day, that'd be insane. That would be gaining 6 subscribers in 6 days. Now, that's putting my hopes a little bit high, but if you guys would love to subscribe to this channel and you enjoy my videos, please do so. I really appreciate it. And, it gives me more enthusiasm and drive to create content for everybody because I really appreciate it. And I love making the videos. But anyway, aside from that, thank you guys so much for watching this, Trump's path to re-election. Have a nice day and stay tuned for more videos. I'll probably have one more video out today or maybe 2, actually. Anyway, have a nice day and make sure to subscribe.